Conscious collaboration brings together entrepreneurs, change makers, and thought leaders. We aim to highlight the people that embody the idea of aligned mind, body, and business. Each week, we share, discuss, and learn from the various experiences and ideas of our guest experts. Through our discovery, we find a path to an aligned mind, body, and business.
What up, guys? It's me, Lisa.
And I'm Emily, and together we make the Conscious Collaboration Podcast. Hey, Lisa, what's up again?
Yes, Mercury in retrograde, I think.
I think it is, or it's getting close. And fun fact, we just recorded 15, 20 minutes.
15 minutes of brilliance.
Of an intro, and we were not recording, so...
No, we were not.
What's the saying, from our lips to God's ears? Is that even the right context?
We were sending healing and great content to everybody on an energetic level.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Well, tech stuff.
And no accidents, I suppose. Maybe we did a few too many side quests.
Yeah.
We will go ahead and, just so that people can send that intention out if they so choose, we will redo our prayers, thoughts, intentions to Jamaica right now, who's about to get slammed by a big, scary hurricane.
Yeah.
Much love to that situation, and hoping for the best possible outcomes. And we just will touch on that other side quest maybe another time.
Yeah, because that was great. You guys are in for a treat.
Off the cuff to re.
We're going to circle on back though.
And diligently, that's kind of the vibe. We're letting this Mercury retrograde shit brush off our shoulders. We're reflecting on the end of the year, which is actually closer than we think, according to Steve of Steve's Love Tarot, who is, maybe you're like, who the hell is that? But somebody who I happen to, listen very closely to. According to the world, according to Steve, the energetic new year is actually more like surrounding the 1111 portal. So if you're feeling that energy already of kind of reflecting on the past year, which is crazy to think about, well, we are in that time frame. And so on that note, we will check into the energy a little bit more formally with the I Ching and just see what's shaking.
Yeah, I love that. I love the way that you modulated your audio by getting closer to the speaker like this.
I don't know why I was doing that.
It worked great because it was like,
Yeah, I guess I am a little far. I'm really lounging.
You're really far away from me.
I have so much activity during most days right now, and Tuesdays have been my rest days, so I be resting.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, Tuesdays are my busy.
All day long.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, Tuesdays are like jam-packed for me. I do the same thing though. Like I ebb and flow my days. Like
they're jam-packed with computer work and this and that kind of thing, but
yes.
Yeah, physically it's la rest day.
Well, I love it. All right. Yes. So we're going to check in on the energy surrounding the collective at this time and get some insight and clarity around what we can do in our actions, our thoughts, with our interactions with others as we approach the end of the year, wherever we feel that falls, whether it's the 1111 portal or Western New Year, or Chinese New Year is actually in February, like mid-February this year. So that's a little bit later. So it's a season of closure in this yearly energy cycle. Okay. So, the energy around the collective right now is great vigor.
That card loves us.
It does. Well, we have a lot of great vigor. And then looking forward, we're going to be learning some lessons around extended family. Looks like a jungle.
It does.
There's like a teepee in there and like a little fire.
Enough jungle. It's like, remember the book Where the Wild Things Are?
Yeah, it does look like that. Yeah, I like that. So it's hexagram 34, shifting into hexagram 37. So great vigor depicts artwork that is supposed to be representative of thunder above and sky below. Maybe it's a divine shakedown. Lots going on up there.
Divine shakedown.
I like it. So let's see. Oh, it says congratulations. There is strength and vigor in this situation, like that of a ram, not rain, not the hurricane. Like that, it could be like that of a ram that knocks down a fence to free himself from captivity.
That's the Zonbreaker thing again.
Yes. There we go. Well, okay, so it's back.
Fuck that fence.
I kind of feel like in August. What's that?
I was bringing in Dave Chappelle. I said, fuck that fence. Eddie Murphy could buy a new fence.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So remember we were talking about the energy in August shifting into September of where it's kind of like all the dogs are in a fence and the gates open, but they don't.
Let the dogs out.
So now we're back. We've got the energy to knock down any obstacles. So this is great. There is some something going on the top line. So heavenly or higher self, heavenly, divine intervention. Okay. So that talks about use of excessive force generates strong opposition, leading to deadlocks that make it impossible to advance or retreat. If you push things too far, your only option may be to recognize the obstacles created by an overly aggressive attitude and then make the proper adjustments. That's not too bad. Sometimes we make a lot of commitments or over sign up for something when we have this great vigor energy and then it goes away.
Well, that also reminds me too, if we're not talking about, tyrants and dictators and such, but like trying to over control things.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. Mm-hmm. When the strong find themselves in a loose and easy situation, a loss of alertness and a weakening of influence can set in. Learn to create challenges for yourself, if only in recreational activities. Okay. So like if things are feeling kind of too easy and too flowy, then hearkening back to our conversation that didn't record.
The lost transcripts.
The lost transcript, we were talking about there are ways that you can create that flexibility. And I know you word it so much better, but not just in our metabolisms, but in resistance. And, I think strength training, anything, like finding ways to create little challenges for yourself, whether it's adapting new routines or habits or, creating that resistance when there isn't any.
That's our hormetic stressors, guys. So, dose dependent as to whether it's going to be beneficial or harmful, right? Too much of anything is not a good thing, but we're talking exercise, perhaps our cold plunge and sauna kind of things, fasting, the list goes on, but any of these sort of things where we can intentionally and briefly apply a stressor at an appropriate dose, and in so doing, build that muscle or that skill or that resilience stronger as we pull back and recover from it.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be, I mean, I'm also thinking about too, like this time of year, the schedules get loaded up with lots of commitments, or there's lots of time off from work, or, it kind of messes with the pacing of things. So just because you have, no, I don't have this because of being in my situation, but if you have a week off from work, for example, and there's no meetings or whatever, you might create a different routine, whether it's exercise or something new to keep you agile and to avoid complacency. So like little mini challenges for ourselves. So there's quite a few change lines. It may feel a little bit uncomfortable, shifting back and forth. And I think too, that extended family talks about, the not just like our generational family, our blood family, but the communities that we have around us. It says, oh, that's interesting. That one's stable. The gates of good fortune are swinging open. The time has come to plunge ahead. In times of great opportunity, beware of premature celebrating. Keep your balance. Interesting. So the gates are open. As always, the I Ching always points to not being too reckless, keeping ourselves in check. Don't get too arrogant. But this is a time that you should be feeling like some, sense of achievement, congratulatory celebration. And then looking into what we can do as we move into whatever we consider our closeout of this yearly cycle, extended family. So I know we've gotten this a few times too, extended family. It talks a lot about the lessons of interdependence versus codependence. So that means recognizing your strengths, your weaknesses, and those around you, and allowing everyone to carry their torch, not being a micromanager, having a good balance in your relationships that's harmonious, trusting that everyone is sharing responsibilities, good communication, primary values, allowing each person to find their position and what feeds their strengths. So relations on all kinds are improved through recognizing this focused balance, the yin and yang of each relationship, and learning to listen to and to receive help from others, and be willing to assume an appropriate role in any group that you belong to. So this isn't the time to feel like you need to be the boss of everybody in every situation, whether it's planning parties and gatherings, to work situations, to projects. Allow yourself to receive help from those that may be stronger in different areas, and vice versa. Interesting. I mean, that holds true for me. I think that's always been like a lesson for me, and I think a lot of solopreneurs, is that just because you can do everything on your own doesn't mean that you should. Who are you proving it to, kind of thing?
Yes, definitely not sustainable.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. You don't want to be burning yourself out just for the sake of saying that you can do it all. Definitely team player vibes. And that shows a great deal of responsibility and respect of those around. So, so recognizing, we all hold within us the yin and the yang. We all have feminine and masculine within us. and allowing ourselves to be receptive, and combining that with being outgoing and taking responsibility as well too. That's a good reminder. I'm seeing a lot of reels on Instagram of like, there's this one that's really funny, and she calls her family inferior designers, I think. She's a comedian, and she makes a joke out of, I don't know her name. I'll share it when I can learn it. But she's always giving recaps of like, usually with a glass of wine in her hand, and she's all sweaty because she's going through menopause. And she's like, I got to share a story that my inferior designers did today. But, she tells a story of like a woman who's trying to do everything for everybody and then getting annoyed to the core that things aren't going as she wants. So like the real unhealthy, unbalanced version of what we all can be, at least, and men can get in that situation too. But it really cracks me up. And I think this time of year, and she was saying in one of her latest reels is, already carrying the weight of buying all the gifts for everybody and all the families and all the gatherings, on top of doing work, on top of doing house cleaning, on top of doing, keeping track of everybody's appointments. Well, like, don't be that person.
Right.
Like that's
right.
That's not allowing people to have any independence. That's an extreme example of codependency, and then wearing it as a badge.
It's doing service is not service when you expect something in return.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so are you doing it because, you know what I mean? Because you really, yeah.
It's like self-imposed.
We could go off on a whole tangent about that, but it just steers the energy the wrong way. And it's a form of manipulation, really.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So while I was reading the I Ching, that was like a strong image that I had in the back of my mind is, I think in our Westernized society, maybe it's a global thing, but I really think it's a Westernized thing, especially, in most households. Everybody's working, everybody's supposed to be contributing, but for some reason, the extreme is like this really unhealthy feminine, like supposed to be the nurturer, not the martyr or like sacrificing.
Exactly. Yes. Not the martyr, not the mama.
Yeah.
Not the mama. Dang it, what was I going to say? Yes, not the martyr. And I lost it.
Oh, dang it.
I lost it. It'll come back to me though, but but don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. And it really comes back to I found it again. Okay, so something that I've come to really radically accept over, I'll say the last year, although, hints of this have been coming ever since I opened a yoga studio, basically. In order to be truly healthy and holistically healthy, and by holistically, I mean you as a whole person, mind, body, spirit, however you kind of like to think of that, you are going to have to go against the grain and against the cultural norms in a lot of ways. When we're talking about nutrition, when we're talking about, this idea of what being a mom or being a woman or being feminine is supposed to be like we have to basically wash ourselves of this cultural programming that inevitably ends up driving us to one of these way overcorrected, way unhealthy versions of, you know, like what we think is healthy or what we think we're supposed to be. We have to accept that what true health looks like is going to go against the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And might some others think a certain type of way? Maybe, but is it a projection of their own shit onto you? Yeah, probably. Does it matter for your life? I would hope not.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, and that's, I mean, it's simple. It's not easy. You have to identify the thing, you know, a lot of times you have to stop and be like, okay, is this my desire actually, or is this just what I think it should be? Quote, quote, should be. According to who? According to me and what I really want in order to be fulfilled in this life and my purpose, or because this has been programmed into me. And 9 times out of 10, in order to be the true healthy version of yourself, you got to go against whatever the cultural is, unless that really truly you can identify is your dream and desire.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think if 2025 did anything really well, it was deconstruct a lot of comforts that might have been settled into in a complacent way.
Well, I think that's been happening since 2020, don't you? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's when, whether you want to view it as positive or not, constructive change that started happening is we were forced to, you know, reevaluate all those things.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's easier to create alternative ways of approaching and shaking up norms now. I mean, it's it's kind of responsible right now. We can't rely on things without researching and looking to experts and people who have walked the walk, and or at least I find that a little bit more. And I think, I mean, it's a little bit more challenging to, like you said, evaluate not only for, I mean, evaluating everything for yourself might look like you're not going to show up the same way that you always did for people. Maybe I mean, that's going to be jarring for friends and family.
About how much better you can show up for the people who really matter and who reciprocate in some manner, energetically or whatever, once you start shifting towards, away from being a martyr in this example, and towards actually prioritizing your own health and well-being first, and in so doing, being able to show up exponentially better for the ones who really matter. And you know, decreasing the martyrdom for those who are not.
Yeah, no one's that like a reward. I mean, there's who awards anyone for anything like that.
No, you will be more, 1,000 million times more rewarded if you choose to prioritize your own health first. So then you feel better, you win. And then because you have so much more energy and mental clarity and, you know, strength and confidence and energy and all the things that come with prioritizing your own well-being, you can then show up in the ways that really matter for the people who really matter with way more energy and presence than if you were just constantly burning the candles the candle at both ends in the name of, I do everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think that when you said that's a form of manipulation when that happens, because behind that is behind whatever act that you're doing, there's resentment or disgruntled, and that is degrading on our mental health in a huge way, and our hormones and so on and so forth. Sleep.
And so it's just being exhausted.
Right. Right.
Like that will, being exhausted and stressed will deteriorate your health, your holistic entire health quicker than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't be that person this year everywhere, guys.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
No martyr cookie.
Right. There's no martyr cookie.
No martyr cookie.
I like it. Well, I think that was perfect. Let's put a bow on it. I think we'll add some prompts inside of the Conscious Collaboration Collective, our close and private Facebook group. And we'll share some of our other insights that didn't get recorded at another time. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's in the ethers. Positive sentiments.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to you in 5.
Talk to you in 5. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much for listening to our podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends so they can join our circle of collaboration on this journey. You can find us on Instagram at Conscious Collaboration Podcast, on Spotify, iTunes, and Audible, to name a few. Please join us next time for another deep dive into how you can live life in more alignment, mind, body, and business. Send us your questions and comments in our DMs or email us at consciouscollaborationpodcast@gmail.com. See you in 5 minutes.